So today we are with Picked Media Director's Interview, and we have our special guest. So if you'd like to say your name and what your film is.
Hi, I'm Sibusiso Makhanda, and the film is Lyssa is in Love.
Awesome. I did take a look at it, and I gotta say, I do like the editing techniques on that film where she gets a little
Mhm.
crazy while she's in love. I thought that was really interesting. What inspired you to create this story?
The story is kind of inspired by a lot of things. I always find it hard to explain to people what inspires me because a lot of things probably will be happening in the moment. But for example, how the movie was color graded was very inspired by the Wes Edison films, and I wanted something that felt warm, but it was not warm at the same time. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Right. So it was kind of the whole goal of the film. And it was kind of inspired by a lot of things that was happening to me personally around that time. So there's a bit of myself in the character in the film.
Okay. I like that. And I know you said this was like part of your history as well, but when you were creating the story, what was your biggest challenge?
My biggest challenge. I think when I made the film, that time I didn't write. So I didn't write anything. I didn't make any storyboards. So everything was in my head.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, okay, let's film this. Let's do this now. And I think the hardest thing was doing things on the spot and actually not preparing or having something laid out of what you're gonna do or what you're gonna say. Most of that was on the spot, and but it came out better than what I thought it would be.
So were you just feeding your actresses her lines for each shot?
Yes,
Oh, wow. That's very running gun style. How long did it take you to shoot?
not that long actually. It wasn't that long. I think because we did film it like in a day, so it was probably just a couple hours. It was not that long.
Okay, very nice. And did you face any unexpected challenges on set? I know besides
Mhm.
just on the top of your head, were there like any props you were trying to figure out to use or how you wanted her to act?
I think the hardest thing was the acting. Um, Obviously, one, not having an actual script, and then two, I think as well was because the actress is just a family member. I was like, "Oh, you want to make a movie?" And she was like, "Okay, sure." And so she's not like an actress. I kind of had to push her in a certain directions of what to actually do.
Yeah, I've definitely been there before, using my friends to help me improvise
Mhm.
random videos, and sometimes they surprise you and they actually know how to act, and you're like, oh, okay, I'll have to
Yeah.
use you for future films. So like when you were directing her, what was kind of the your style in trying to get her to bring out that character? Were you allowing her to find a memory to relate to, or were you just kind of relate or saying that this is how it should be, do it step by step?
Uh, One thing I like to do when directing is I tend to um, before we shoot a scene, I'll try to put them in a certain environment, help them have a certain feeling. Right? Like with her, um, maybe remind her of certain events that happened in her life, for her to think about those as well, and to actually put herself in the character. So I won't say I'm not very strict when it comes to step by step, just as long as there is a raw feeling behind it.
I like that very much. And that's what makes a good director is when you can have someone relate to something so they can bring out that emotion for the scene. Um, and then how did you choose the film's visual style? You said Wes Anderson?
Yeah, it was very Wes Anderson inspired.
Everything
So
centered right in the middle. That
right in the middle, the colors. I kind of went off that with that something that I kind of wanted the audience to feel as if it was something that was kind of felt happy. Uh, that's what I kind of get from Wes Anderson films, but which was not really the case with that one as well. Um, it caused this weird feeling of confusion of, okay, what is the feeling this film is actually giving me? And I think for me personally, I wanted it to be a thriller. Things that give me a thrill or scare me are things that don't make sense. Uh, there's so much fear in 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 things that don't make sense, and that's kind of what I went with that film as well.
Yeah, I just love the parts when she kind of loses it because it seems
Mhm.
more realistic for people in the real world. Like that you see that they love you, but then they have this little twist to them where they're like, oh, they're a little psychotic. So were there any scenes that you had to take out that you really liked?
Um, I think yeah, there was a couple of scenes. I think I did take them out mainly because they didn't really kind of go with the vibe. Even if those scenes were nice, it didn't really go with the whole film and what I actually wanted it to feel like.
Spoken like a true editor. And what kind of audience are you hoping to connect with?
So with the type of films I make, I want to connect with people who just love film, first of all. Because most of the things I make, they don't have like a solid um linear storyline, or sometimes to a normal person who just goes to the movies to just watch the movies, it wouldn't really make sense. The things I make, I try to make things that are deeper for me, and sometimes you kind of have to figure it out. Even with the case of this whole film, a lot of people think it means something, where for me, I actually made it for a whole the other different reason.
Nice. And with ClickPix Media, I usually ask our directors if they have any tips for new and upcoming filmmakers that they'd like to pass on. So the floor is yours on that.
Thank you. It's quite funny. I still think I'm a new and upcoming filmmaker myself, but one thing I'll say is definitely create, uh, make. I think sometimes we wait too much on having the greatest software, having the best gadgets and all those things. Um, I do all of these things on my phone. Just my phone as the camera, my phone, the editing, everything. And and over the years, as I continued creating more, I became better. And we're at the age where we have things. And so people shouldn't fear to create. And creating is definitely, it's not just for the audience, create for yourself as well. Don't try to create something that will just be big or will people like this, but create something that you like. So that's probably something I would advise.
That is beautifully said. Thank you for that. And I hope any new filmmakers who are watching this takes that into consideration. And he is correct. Just go and create. Just get out there, you know. All I have to do is do it, right?
Mhm.
Um, you said you edited the film on your phone?
Yes.
That's so cool. What did you use?
So I've been using CapCut, the free version.
Oh,
So I have to kind of work around it as well. But it's worth it. It takes me hours to just edit a simple 2 minute video, but it's I love it.
yeah, not a lot of people realize that editing does take time. And if you want it to look good, you got to put in the extra work for it. But again, also for any new filmmakers, using your iPhone and using apps, you can create beautiful films like he has. And do you have any upcoming projects?
So right now, I'm currently working on a screenplay. So I want to make my first uh um sponsored, probably my biggest short film yet. On my YouTube, I do constantly post on there. All different types of things, whatever ideas I have during the week, and I turn them to some short film. But I do have something big coming. Not much to say about it, but I'm working on it.
Okay, it's in the process, in the works.
Yes.
Nice. All right. And where can we find you?
So on Instagram, you can find me at Sibusiso Makhanda, and on YouTube is Palms and Ink Films.
Nice. Well, thank you very much for the time. These are all the questions I have for you. Please go and follow him. He has an amazing short film, and whatever upcoming projects he has, I'm sure they'll be just as amazing. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Hope you have a great day as well.